Men of Reddit, what are some things a mom should know while raising a boy?
When your teenage son suddenly wants to do his own laundry, let him. You do not need to be touching what he is trying to wash away.
If you knock on his door and he says give me a minute, give him a minute. Don't just walk in.
It's good to be involved, but don't be overbearing. The most stressed out and repressed guys I knew growing up were always the ones whose mothers controlled every aspect of their lives. Also, have trust in telling you love him.
Don't use your kid as a shield when mommy and daddy are arguing. Edit, phrasing.
If you tease him about personal relationships at a young age, he'll never trust you enough to talk about deep personal matters.
You have accidentally killed a witch and gained 1% of her power. You can now curse people for etetnity, but only with mild inconveniences. What curses do you bind to your enemies?
Every time they walk through a door they think there's a step on the other side, but there's not.
Every time they eat chips with dip, the chip breaks.
It will take at least 4 attempts to plug anything in.
All of your clothes will fit perfectly in the store, but will always be either too loose or too tight when you get home.
They constantly have the sensation that something is stuck in their teeth, but no flossing or tongue flicking will get rid of it.
Whenever they run out of toilet paper, the replacement roll is more than a reach away. They have to do the waddle. They have to type a captcha every time they text someone.
What's your biggest character flaw?
Laziness. The more lazy I am, the more lazy I become. Hard to break it now. I procrastinate often, and continually try to come up with reasons to put things off.
I'm a one-upper. I really don't mean to. It's meant to show I have a shared experience with whomever I'm speaking to, but it never comes out that way.
I have to go all or nothing with everything I do. Makes a new change extremely difficult and hard to achieve. If one little thing goes wrong I bail.
Overanalyzing everything. Any look, gesture, comment. My insecurities are through the roof.
Too shy, even though I have no reason to be.
I define myself by my failures.
Feeling guilty for the smallest things.
Teachers of Reddit, what is the craziest thing you have seen on a student's social media?
I stay a mile away from all my kids and parents on social media. I am not going down for stalking or something because Karen wants an easy payday.
If a store existed that sold superpowers, what could you buy from the discount bin?
Being able to guess how many jelly beans are in the jar.
The ability to walk through walls. Only 1/4 of an inch drywall though.
Glowing. Not exuding heat or producing high amounts of energy, just glowing. Mostly in the dark. Be able to fill out any government form, knowing exactly what each question is asking from me.
The ability to aim your flatulence.
Instead of the ability shoot webs. Silly string.
Static electricity. Nothing powerful of course, but just enough to make my hands into joy buzzers whenever I feel like it.
If you can beat a video game in under 10 hours, you get $10,000 or whatever the equivalent is where you live. Using glitches or cheating methods are not allowed. What game do you choose and why?
Portal. The game itself is only like 3 hours on your first playthrough.
You could just play Far Cry 4. There's an ending where all you have to do is sit at the table in the beginning and wait for Pogon Min to come back. Takes less than 30 minutes altogether including the cutscenes.
Detroit Become Human.
Journey. I think I beat that game in about an hour the first time I played it. It's beautiful and so immersive. Spider Solitaire Edit, to be clear I mean the Microsoft Office game version.
Dark Souls 3.
What happened to the cool kids from your school after they graduated?
Their rapping careers never took off, I'm afraid.
They all jumped up in the air while walking off campus and froze midair.
One is dead, one is doing life in the federal pen for running a meth ring. The rest are just living the standard issue small town life.
Who's someone everyone forgets is still alive?
Eric Carle, the author and illustrator of The Very Hungry Caterpillar and Endless More books, turned 90 yesterday.
Christopher Lloyd, legend. Dame Olivia married a Haviland. The 102-year-old actress is not gone with the wind.
Dick Van Dyke.
Gorbachev. He wrecked the Soviet Union and ended the Cold War, and nobody has heard about him since.
Beverly Cleary, author of the Ramona series. She's amazingly 103 years old.
Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber. The wiki says that he responds to all correspondences.
What made the weird kid at your school weird?
Deleted. The Vine where kid goes, I have the power of God and anime on my side and screams like a banshee went to my middle school. He was maybe 4 grades underneath me, but his weirdness turned him into one of the most popular kids in his grade.
Kid smelled like he bathed in cat pee every day. Hissed at anyone who came near him. Used to run through the hallways from class to class. Threatened to kill me in a computer lab because I used Internet Explorer instead of Firefox.
Serious, what's something America genuinely does better than most other countries?
Aircraft carriers.
500+ horsepower cars for $30,000. My friend bought a supercharged V8 Camaro for 20 grand off of Craigslist. Roller coasters. From Canada, and ours are trash compared to yours. First time ever passing out on one was in King's Dominion by Richmond, Virginia on the Dominator. Never felt so much adrenaline.
For me personally, variety of landscapes. You can see just about every biome in the US, from desert to tundra to rainforest to Great Plains to Great Lakes.
Make cars that go fast in a straight line.